My colleague John North and I welcome you back on this Sunday morning. Susan?
Yeah, I just wanted to follow up with your conversation about getting guns and what happens with them. You know, gun advocates will tell you that if you take their guns, then the criminals are the only people who are going to have guns. And I think there is some truth to that. I'm not a gun advocate per se, but I understand that the theories behind that the criminals are always going to be able to get guns. So how do you protect yourself and you save the Second Amendment? How do you do that?
Well, you know, the Supreme Court was clear on the Second Amendment. You can regulate guns, and you don't have the right to any kind of gun anytime. I mean, that's just a fact.
Well, we do in Tennessee.
But the idea that, well, we can't make laws against guns because criminal will still have them. That's like saying we can't have laws against murder because people are still going to murder. There have to be consequences for crimes. And then when that person breaks that law, they get a consequence. But if it's not illegal for anybody to get them anytime, like I could literally order an assault weapon online and pick it up in a parking lot. And so we can do something so that that's not possible. And the idea that we can't make a law against it because criminals will still have them, why are we sitting in Nashville making any laws? Because criminals will still break them. And we do have to have laws so that people that hurt others and break them can be punished. But, you know, if we don't make laws, then there's no way we're going to stop it.
Why does the great state of Tennessee not put any money into mental health? Half of the problems that you've been addressing here are because people are nuts, and then the nut gets a gun. But I started out at Eastern State Psychiatric Hospital with 1,500 clients, okay? That's long gone. It's a beautiful park, but we've not replaced any mental health delivery services statewide.
Absolutely right. And I've talked about this constantly. That we keep putting Band-Aids. We'll throw a few million at it each year for some other mental health thing. The biggest thing we could do is expand Medicaid. When you give 300 to 400,000 people access to health care, that includes mental health. And so the facilities that we could build, you know, rehab and all sorts of facilities for mental health, we can put counselors and mental health people in schools. Expanding Medicaid would just give a huge boost to the mental health field across the state. And they've, you know, for 10, 11 years refused to do it, even when it's completely free now.
Gloria, we've known you a long time. You're sort of a warrior. Sometimes you're a voice in the wilderness. I think it's fair to say that the Republicans thought, we've got her this time. And it didn't happen. So where do you go from here? Where do you and the other members of the Tennessee Three so-called go from here?
We're going to keep advocating for the things that our constituents want us to advocate for, and we will bring their voices to the House floor, and we will find a way to talk about these issues. Just today, we had a bill from Representative Reagan that was more about punishing universities for talking about things, divisive concepts, which is race and other things. Who goes to college and doesn't talk about ideas and exchange ideas and debate ideas? I thought that was what it was for. They shut down the discussion. Would not. They called the question after only 2 members spoke. And there was a list of members to speak, and I had had my hand up for a long time. And they called the question and shut that debate down the day after. You know, they had the day that they did just swear in that new member, the day where they showed America the problems in this body, and they shut down another bill today.
To John's point, only about 15 seconds left. When we have you back in a year, probably before that, but 1 year from today, what do you want to say about what happened in the 365 days coming?
Well, I would like to say that we lifted the voices of our community, that their needs and wants for gun sense legislation, and we were able to pass whether it be a red flag law, safe storage law. You know, I'd like to be able to say we did all of those things.
Gloria Johnson, we appreciate the time as always. Representative Johnson, appreciate it very much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We're back with our discussion right after this.